On January 26, 2019, AJ Agazarm had his Bellator debut, his professional MMA debut. Obviously, he had a few amateur fights back in the day before he really got big into jiu-jitsu. This was his first really big fight for Bellator, where he had an opportunity to kind of build off of it and start off his career. And unfortunately for him, it didn't go that well. He ended up losing by split decision. I agree with the decision. I think he should have lost. Just a brief synopsis of what happened. First round, for the most part, he was dominating on the feet. Now, granted, his opponent, Jesse Roberts, really didn't throw a whole lot, but neither did Agazarm. Agazarm, when he did throw, it didn't look like he had a whole lot of power in his shots. Roberts was able to land on him, stuffed a few takedowns. Agazarm did get a takedown late in the round. I believe he even had the back in the first round, but didn't do anything with it. So I think Roberts probably got that round. Second round was a little bit better for Agazarm. Again, not a whole lot of effectiveness in the striking. A lot of really, I guess impotent would probably be a good word to describe the strikes. He wasn't kicking very much. Kicked towards the end of the fight, but he didn't really kick much in the second round. His punches didn't look like they had a lot of pop on them. Didn't throw them any more than like one or two punches at a time. Wasn't really stringing together any combinations. A lot of just blind shots without throwing any strikes to set him up. And in the end, he was able to get a couple takedowns again, got the back again, but wasn't able to do anything with it. It was pretty close at the end of the round, but no finish in sight for him there. So I think Agazarm probably wins that second round. Third round, he never gets the takedown. It's mostly just a striking round. Starts off really weird, where in the second round, his opponent was kind of talking shit to him and starting to talk to him every time that Agazarm would throw a punch. He'd make fun of him, or if he wasn't throwing punches, he'd make fun of him for that too. So Agazarm just kind of stood there and just mean mugged at the start of the round and ended up getting punched in the face a couple times, which is kind of fitting, I guess. But again, didn't do a whole lot on the feet. Did throw a couple more strikes, or a couple of leg kicks in that final round, so at least we finally got to see that out of him. But again, the punches didn't have a whole lot on them. Roberts felt comfortable, threw a handful of big punches of his own. Easily won the third round, so I think rounds 1 and 3 we go to Roberts, round 2 we go to Agazarm, and so I agree with the decision going against Agazarm there. As far as where he goes from here, it's obvious that striking is a big issue for him. The fact that the guy he was fighting against wasn't a particularly good striker, and if it was, it could have been really bad for him. The guy he was going against is more of a grappler. It tells me that he's going to really need to figure out what's going to happen with the striking, because if the issue was just mechanics, then he can work on that. Because I don't think a guy with his build should hit as weak as he was hitting in that fight. But if he can't do anything about that, if he's just going to be throwing shots that don't do a whole lot of damage, I don't really see much of a future for him in the sport. But if he can get that taken care of, if he can improve his striking technique and actually devote his time to working on his striking and becoming a good MMA fighter, he still has a pretty good background. Obviously, there's a lot of interest in him because he had that Ohio State wrestling background. Now, granted, he wasn't like a ranked guy or a lineup guy for them, but to still be in that room for as long as he was, that helps you out a lot. And his jiu-jitsu background with the Nogi World Championship and a lot of really good results at some big tournaments, including a silver medal at ADCC back in 2017. He's got the skills in the grappling department, but if you don't have the striking to set him up, it's going to be a big issue for him, and it's going to be a big issue for him moving forward. So hopefully for him, he takes some time right now, develops the striking side of the game if he wants to actually have some success in MMA, and hopefully from there we'll see better from him. Now, granted, he's not like the most explosive submission guy from a jiu-jitsu standpoint, but his positioning is still very good. And with the wrestling background he has, he can get away with it a little bit more than some of the other jiu-jitsu guys who don't have the ability to take the fight to the mat as well as he does. So look forward to seeing him in his next fight. Hopefully they don't rush him. Hopefully they give him some time. Hopefully the time that they do give him, he actually spends wisely and works on his striking, works on his mechanics, and can actually put a little bit more power in it where people will actually have to respect his strikes, because what we saw today really wasn't all that impressive, and if we don't see much improvement, he's going to flame out pretty quickly, to be quite honest.